Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said, hey, welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, I'm Jasmine W, and if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel. Also, I'll be in Dallas July 5th, and I'll be in New York on August 23rd doing stand-up. Yeah. Today I'm actually giving dating advice. And this is dating advice from a divorced woman. So let's get into it. If you have any questions, you can drop them below in the chat down here, and I'll answer them for you. Hey, Miss Sherry. Long time no see. Jamili, thank you. Oh, you gonna see me in New York? Yes, come see me in New York. New York City Winery, August 23rd. The tickets are already in my bio. Hey, JoJo. So if y'all have any questions about dating, you can drop them into the little question mark below down here. And I will answer them wholeheartedly and honestly. Do you think your relationship was fixable before you chose divorce? This dating advice is not going to be about me. It's going to be about y'all, okay? If I want a boyfriend, but my religion doesn't let, what should I do? Stop being religious. These are extensions by Go Sleek Hair. These are the Kinky Kai. And these are basically like 18-inch. There's a one or two 22-inch links in here, but whatever. What's your opinion on when you break up with a man and he slut shames you? I think that he was the slut and y'all both were sluts, because you can't be an angel and then in a relationship with a slut, because you a slut too, because we both slutty. So that don't make sense. You have to ignore and block people you break up with. Yeah, if y'all don't break up on a really good, cordial, like really nice and sweet terms, you have to completely block them. Block their email, block their phone number, block their mama, block their sister, you have to change addresses, you have to do all type of stuff, you know. You have to block people you break up with. Rumi said, Jazz, I never catch your lives, love your content. Oh, thank you so much, Rumi. Okay, we have a question here in the chat. Somebody says, how do you know when it's time to make the first move? You talking about physically making the first move? Okay. I don't think you can guess when it's time to make the first move anymore. You have to ask for consent. There's nothing wrong with being like, I would love to kiss you. Like, how do you feel about that? You know, there's nothing wrong with being like, can I kiss you? If you're on a date, don't try to make a move if you're not on a date. Okay? Don't try to make a move on me at the grocery store. Okay? If you ask somebody out on a date and you're on the date and it's the end of the day or the middle of the date and the date's going well, a lot of people don't want to kiss on the first date. Maybe it's the second date, child. I don't know. I kiss on the first date, so I don't know. But maybe it's the second date and the date's going well. Everybody's having a good time. And they're comfortable with, like, you know, ask people, how much physical touch are you comfortable with? Do you like to kiss on, like, is there a time limit on, like, when you like to kiss or when you like somebody to touch your lower back? I don't know. I'm sort of an old school person, because if I go out on a date with somebody and he is not touching my lower back, I don't think he liked me very much. Okay? If you not touching my lower back, we friends. I've been on a few dates with guys, or I don't know if it's a date or not. I've been hanging out with guys before. They be afraid to touch my thigh. Okay, well, you don't like me then. You scared? He's scared of his pussy. Like, if you afraid to touch my thigh, we friends. Okay, Rumi says it's not being forward. Sometimes being assertive is permissible if the vibe is there. Yeah, but the only thing, Rumi, is some people they don't know what the vibe is. So if you simply don't know what the vibe is, guys, girl, please just ask, what's the vibe? Can I kiss you? Well, how do you feel about me kissing you? Because if somebody I want to kiss asks me, how do I feel about kissing me? I would say, you should have did that yesterday. I feel great about it. Get to it. Chop, chop. And if somebody I don't want to kiss asks me, how do you feel about kissing? I would say, I don't know. I don't know. I like to wait. I like to wait. I like to wait. I like to wait. You're going to know when somebody don't want to kiss you. Jameli, what's the question? You asked, what question did you ask? I didn't think it came through. You can also put the questions in this little question box down here on the right, down here at the bottom. And you can put your questions there. And I will not miss them. I'll see them. Anyway, yeah. But I know I'm 36, right? So I'm kind of getting up there in age. So if we are on a first date and I like you, I'm going to kiss because I want to see what that mouth do. If I don't like you, then I will exit the date. I'll have a stomach ache and I'll leave. Anyway, what other questions do y'all have about dating? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, we have a question in here. Okay. I've been dating this guy, but lately he's been spotty on the communication. And lately I noticed we don't talk much on the weekends. How should I handle it the next time he reaches out? Well, okay. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you're looking for, Jameli, right? If somebody is not reaching out to you as much as you would like to hear from them, then it probably means that they're talking to somebody else that they're more interested in, right? Do you care? Are you looking for something serious? Are you looking for an exclusive relationship that can turn into something? If you're looking for an exclusive relationship that can turn into something, Jay Mealy, okay, my bad. If you're looking for an exclusive relationship that will turn into something, then, well, honestly, either way, you need to be talking to other people because it sounds like all of your eggs are in that basket and you're waiting on that basket to get back to you. But you should have multiple baskets. If you do, you have multiple baskets, right? You're single. You're a single person. You're not waiting on one basket to get back to you. You know, you're not thinking about that basket. But if you're looking for something serious, if you're looking to explore something and you really want to build a solid connection with somebody and have an exclusive relationship, this person's not the person for you, right? Because they're not reaching out to you as much as you'd like to hear from them. Honestly, they're not your type because your type would be hitting you up. And they're not. I have plenty. I wouldn't say I have plenty. I have a couple of guys who are like, oh my God, Jasmine, I like you so much. I'm obsessed. I never hear from them. You don't like me. You just don't. Like, you can say that you like me. That's cute or whatever when you like to jump into my inbox and say you like me or you miss me so much, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is you just don't like me. And that's fine. You like somebody else. Talk to them. You know, and sometimes you're like, I don't want a serious relationship. I'm going to pop back in and be like, hey, oh, do you want to go out? Yeah, let's hang out. It's nothing serious. You don't take them seriously. Okay. But if you're looking for something serious, you might want to go ahead and just leave them alone because they have somebody. Let's see here. I'm going to delete the old questions. I hope that helps, Jay Mealy. Someone says, how do I stop my fuckboy behaviors? I'm trying to have a serious relationship, or is it too late to change? You probably need to go to therapy. If you call yourself a fuckboy, you probably need to go to therapy. Like, and you can't stop whatever it is that you're doing that you want to stop. You might need to go to therapy and get some help, get some professional help. Because it sounds like you might have an addiction. Thank you, Ayo. Okay, somebody says, Mr. John says, would I say that I'm a sapiosexual? No, you have to be smart and fine. If you smart and you not cute, I'm not attracted to you. Okay? You got to be smart and cute to me. I think sapiosexuals are only attracted to people who are intellectual, who turn them on mentally. I like physical and mental. All right. Anyway, somebody says, who pays for the date? Ooh, this is a really good question. I think the person who pays for the date is the person who asks the person out on a date. I don't ask men out on dates because they want to get to know me. So I don't pay. If I were to ever ask somebody out on a date, I would pay because I asked you if you wanted to go hang out. I think whoever asks should be the one paying. So if you ask people out on dates, you should be the one paying for the dates because you asked them if they were free. You asked them if they wanted to go to this new restaurant. You asked them if they wanted to have drinks with you and when and what time, and you picked the place and you were like, well, meet me here. I think you should pay because you asked. Yeah. What do y'all think about that? What y'all think about that answer? Let me know. Let me know. Do you think if a guy flies a girl out, she's obligated to sleep with him? I don't think that if a guy flies a girl out, she's obligated to sleep with him because you flew me out to spend time. You know, you flew me out to spend time with you. Now, if you fly me out to a vacation, I would never go on vacation with a man without thinking I'm gonna bust it wide open. Yeah. If we on the beach together, if we're by the beach, if we're near the beach, if we can see the beach, I'm busting it. But if you fly me to Chicago, no. This is just Chicago. What? I don't see no beach. I see the water. But I don't see no beach. So you just flew me to Chicago to hang out in Chicago. You fly me to St. Lucia, I'm getting looser. Okay. Guys girl said, are dating apps the move as a 20-year-old? Listen, you 20, you need to be focused on books and skills and finding yourself and loving yourself and figuring out what you're passionate about, figuring out what you're good at. You're a kid. You shouldn't be on dating apps when you're 20. I don't believe in dating apps, period. I did a whole episode about this on my Secret Society on my Patreon. Why I don't believe in dating apps. There's a whole episode, 1 hour, I talk about this. Join my Patreon. I don't believe in dating apps, period. But if you are 20, go watch my YouTube. It's free. You have access to it. Everything I wish I knew in my 20s. Go watch that video. You do not need to be thinking about dating or nothing. You need to date for fun in your 20s, not for nothing serious. You don't need to be on no dating apps. You need to get outside. There's plenty of people to meet outside when you're 20. Okay? So that's going to be my answer for you on that, sweetheart. J. Meet Lee. How do you respond to people that turn down dating someone because they're a mom? If somebody doesn't want to date me because I'm a mom, that's fine. You know, people have their things that they're looking for and not looking for. I completely understand. You know, I date men. So if a guy is like, oh, I'm not interested in dating a mom, I want my own kids, whatever. I just recorded a video about how I will never give birth again, how I do not want any more kids. So I think if a guy is not interested in me because he wants to have his own biological children and he wants to find somebody who doesn't have kids, I 100% understand that as well as respect it. If they don't want to date moms, that's fine. Yeah, you don't have to talk shit about moms, you know, or single moms. I think that's wrong. But if you just don't want to date me because I have a child, I completely understand that, you know. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it at all. You only date men. Yes, I only date men. Yeah. So yeah, I think some people get upset about like people who are not interested in dating people with children. That's your right. If you don't want to date people with children, that's fine. There's a lot of women out here saying now that they don't want to date men with children. That's fine. You know, my dad was a stepdad. My grandpa was a stepdad. My brother was a stepdad. It's hard being a stepdad. If you don't want to date somebody with children, completely understand. Yeah. Can I do a show in Houston? Can you drive to Dallas? Because you so damn close. Okay? It is nothing to drive a few hours on holiday weekend. So that's an even better question. You already in the state. Come to Dallas. I'll be there on July 5th. Jay Mealy said, I just don't like when people devalue parents and make them feel like they're not worthy of dating. Yeah, Jay Mealy, you know, it's unfortunate that some people devalue parents and say that, you know, oh, we're not worthy of. I heard a woman say the other day online that women with kids are not worthy of being married again, or not worthy of getting married in general. And I just think that's ridiculous. I think it says more about the person than it says about me as a single mom. You know, yeah, if you don't think I'm valuable anymore because I have a kid and I've had a previous marriage and stuff like that, that's on you. That's not an indicator of how I feel about myself. So good luck with that. Go find your somebody else life to ruin who ain't got no kids. That's what I say about that. Okay, hey y'all, we have a question in the chat, in the comments, and then I'm going to get to the chat. Someone said, do I think it's wrong if girls like girls? I don't think it's wrong if you like girls. You are attracted to who you are attracted to. If you're born liking women, or if you decide to like women later on, then that's your business. I personally just don't like women because when I look at y'all, I don't think y'all look good. I mean, I think y'all look good, but not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you girl, yes, girl. And then you get naked and I'm like, girl, put your clothes back on. But that's just me. I'm not attracted to women. But if you like women, or if you like men, or you like both, that's your business, honey. Do you? Okay. Let me go to the, you can put your questions down here in the little question box down here. Someone says, if a guy says he's enjoys spending time with you and talking to you, but he's waiting to feel that romantic connection, should I just head on out? He says, I'm not in the friend zone, but I'm unsure how to proceed. It's been 3 months and he hasn't tried to kiss me and he gives me church hugs. That man does not like you. I'm going to say something, and I feel like most people who date men kind of know this, but I'm going to say something. Like, believe it or not, there are a lot of men out here who are not interested in dating you, but they don't want to hurt your feelings. They will tell you outlandish excuses. They will make up excuses to not date you. But they just simply don't like you like that. But they won't just say, you know what, I don't see a romantic. He actually told you that there was no romantic connection between y'all. He said he's waiting to feel a romantic connection. That means he doesn't feel one. So actually shout out to this guy who actually said, you know, I don't feel a romantic connection. That's what he said. You know, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. So, yeah, he's just not that into you, and it's okay. It has nothing to do with you. I meet guys all the day. I meet guys all the time who are not into me, not attracted to me, not into me. It has nothing to do with me. They're just simply not attracted to me for whatever reason. That's okay. Okay? Because a bus comes around every 15 minutes. But no, it's completely fine. It doesn't devalue you at all. But that particular person that you're talking about is not into you. And he told you. And he tried to tell you gently because he didn't want to hurt your feelings. But that's the reality. He's not into you. So go ahead and say, okay, you know, if you're not looking for friendship, go ahead and slowly back out of his life. Or go ahead and block him. Just say, you know what? You're not looking for a romantic connection. Then I'm just going to go ahead and exit stage left. But it was so nice getting to know you. Because you definitely don't want to stick around and have him date multiple people over the next few years and then finally settle with you and treat you like shit. Because that's what could happen. Okay? Don't let nobody date around and then come back to you. Okay. I have another question here in the chat. It says, how do I get past feeling behind my friends and age group that have all been in relationships while I haven't? Don't ask me no more questions until you go to YouTube and watch that video. Things I would have told myself in my 20s. You're 20. Nobody's past anybody because y'all was just born. Y'all just came out of y'all parents' cootie cats a few years ago. You're nobody's past you in anything. You're 20. You haven't started. You're not supposed to start comparing lives till you 30. You got 10 years to get where you going. Okay? Please stop comparing your life to other people's. You're 20. Y'all ain't did nothing. Y'all ain't done nothing. Y'all ain't never been nowhere. You're 20. You never done nothing. Y'all ain't a bunch of Blue Ivy and Rumi Carter and nobody. Y'all ain't never been on. Y'all barely been on a plane. Y'all ain't done nothing. Stop comparing your lives to people online and just understand that you're 20. This is time for self-development. Go watch the YouTube. Don't put no more questions down here in the chat. You 20. I shouldn't even be giving you advice. You should be asleep. Okay, it's bedtime. You 20. Okay, somebody said, what do you think of age gap relationships? I've had younger guys approach me 25 and over and I'm 30. Okay, well listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with certain age gaps. 25 and 30 to me is not a big deal. It's 5 years difference, you know? I'm 36. I wouldn't date anybody who was younger than 33 at this point. 32, 33, I think. A lot of younger guys approach me. And I would not date anybody who's 10 years older than me. Okay? Ayo, we talking about dating advice right now. You asking me who my favorite comedian, what's my favorite comedians. Okay? That's for a different live. I'm sorry, honey. But yeah, if you're 30, you're within your moral right, I think, to date somebody who's 25. And I'm 36. I think 5 years younger than me is fine, you know, especially if they look good. And don't want no kids or nothing like that, because you have to be careful with young men. They try to get you pregnant because they stupid. But yeah, you know, I personally don't go more than 10 years older than me, just because we don't have nothing to talk about when you're more than 10 years older than me. Like, child, you listening to the Isley brothers, and I'm listening to the Migos brothers. So I don't know. Jasmine says, do I recommend online dating? I did a whole podcast on my Patreon, a show I have called Jazz After Dark, where I talk about intimacy. It's on my Patreon. The episode was called Dating Apps. I do not believe in dating apps, and I go into a whole rant for 1 hour about why I don't believe in them. I do not believe in online dating. I meet well, that's not true. I don't meet everybody I've ever tried to get to know in person. Sometimes guys DM me. And I recently just kind of stopped talking to somebody who DM'd me. Really nice guy, but they just lived across the country. So, but yeah, I like, I think it's also, I understand that I'm privileged because I have a platform. I don't get DM'd a lot. I probably have been on dates with 2 people that I've never met. Well, actually, hold on. Out of all the years that I've been single, I've only been dating for about 2 years now. I've probably responded back with my phone number maybe 4 times. So that's 2 guys a year so far that actually get my phone number after DMing me. But I do understand, because I have a platform, I'm a little bit more visible. But you have to get out and about if you want to meet people. Like, you have to get out of the house. How do I feel about long distance relationships? Renetta, I was actually just talking about this, because the person that I recently just kind of stopped talking to, like, they lived in New York, and I lived here in LA. I live here in LA. And I'm perfectly fine with long distance relationships. Like, I would love to see a man once a month. But he was just like, I could never, like, he was like, once a month is not enough. And so I said, okay, well, it sounds like you need to find somebody in your city. Luckily, you live in one of the best cities in the United States to date. So good luck. But yeah, I think I could do a long distance relationship pretty easy. I think I could even do a long distance, like, open relationship. If I like you, baby. Don't worry about what's going on over here. My man is my man and your man, yours and your man too. Y'all, if y'all have questions, if y'all want me to see them, please put them, you can put them in the little question mark down here so I don't have to scroll back and so they don't disappear. Do I see myself getting married again? Actually, I'm legally married right now. I'm trying to get a divorce and have been for the past few years. So no, I don't see myself getting married anytime soon. Okay, somebody said, as a former church kid, how should I start dating in my 30s? They get the real number, Jasmine. I don't have a Google number, actually. How do you start dating in your 30s? I'm going to give you the same advice that I would give myself after being separated and starting to date. And these are the, this is the tips I guess I took. The first thing that you have to do is you have to say yes to invites. When I decided I was going to start dating again, I started saying yes to everything I got invited to. And I'm talking about, like, with friends. I'm talking about cool events that I see online. I started saying yes to all of the influencer events I got invited to. I just started saying yes to the invites because I was like, oh, I need to get out of the house. I've been in the house with this kid for a whole year. I haven't been touched, hugged, kissed, or nothing like that in years now. It's time for me to get out of the house. So that's the first thing I would say, is say yes to invites. And then number 2, remember that every single date that you go on, every single person that you talk to, every single person that you entertain is low stakes. This may not be your husband. This may not be the love of your life. This may not even be the person that you're going to date for the next 6 months. This is low stakes. This is just experience. So only go on dates with people that you like. Date people you like. And understand that it's low stakes and it's just about experience. Hey, doll. So yeah, once you realize that not everybody you meet is your husband, not everybody you meet is going to be the next thing. It's just practice, low stakes, seeing if you like each other, stuff like that. You know, you don't have to jump into, oh, do you want to get married? Do you want kids? How many kids you want? How old are you? How much time we got? You don't have to jump into that. It's very low stakes when it comes to dating. So calm down, especially church kids. Calm all the way down. This is not your husband. God did not send this person. Just get to know them. Somebody asked me to be in here. Okay, if I don't recognize your face, I don't know. Okay, okay, so the next person said, what are 5 lessons you can give as a formerly married person? Honey, you want 5 lessons? No. Okay. This is dating advice, not marriage advice. Maybe I'll do a different live for that one. Renetta said it took you 4 years to date seriously after your divorce. Oh, that took you too long, actually. Okay. Janelle said, I'm still having to tell myself not everybody has to be my husband to go out. Exactly. But you do need to like the person, okay? Somebody said, how do you get a sugar daddy? I don't know. I never had one. Okay. Ayo said, is it okay to be poly? Listen, these are your own personal morals and desires. I can't tell you whether it's okay to be poly, okay? The only thing I will say is I've had friends who have been in monogamous relationships, open relationships, poly relationships, but poly relationships are just as complex, even if not more complex than monogamous relationships. People act like poly will solve all their problems. It won't. It just makes things a hell of a lot more complicated. Like, you can do whatever you want, but don't go into with the mindset that a poly relationship is going to solve all of your problems. It sounds good in theory, but I've actually seen it fail over and over and over and over and over again because I've had plenty of friends who are poly in California. MG says, is a concert a bad idea for a first date? I think so. I think a concert is a good third date. But on the first date, you kind of want to have an opportunity to get to know somebody a little bit. Jasmine, we should. You want to get to know somebody a little bit. So I like, my favorite first dates are like activities that are quiet, not movies, not even necessarily dinner. You can do dinner, but like, museums are really great first dates. Museums and lunch. Like, I love like outdoor activities where you like get to be in nature. I love that. I love, one of my favorite first dates, I talk about this all the time, is me and this guy went to a tea house, a Japanese tea house here in LA, and we just listened to jazz music and talked for like 2 or 3 hours. That was a great date. So, another great date I went on when I had a boyfriend last year, we went to a library, and it was a huge, it wasn't a library, it was a bookstore. We went to a really huge bookstore here in LA. It's like 2 stories. They had everything from like books to stationery to like knickknacks and like journals. Just, I love stationery and journals and stuff like that. So it just had all the things. And I think that was a wonderful day. And we walked there and walked back home. It was so great. So those are kind of things that I recommend for dates, not a concert, not the movies. Dinner can be okay because you have a chance to talk. Okay, somebody said, let me block this person because you get on my nerves. Okay, how long should you wait to give up the goods? Okay. How long should you wait to give up the goods? Listen, I am a liberated woman, okay? So, let me also say that I was in a relationship for about 13 years, all of my 20s, almost all of my 20s, and into my 30s. And now, I was married and was with one person. And now, I give up the goods whenever I want to. The key is I give up the goods whenever I want to. So I don't have a 3-month rule or a 6-month rule. I haven't really met anybody who I just felt like, well, that's not true. I went on a date one time within the past 2 years where I did really want to give up the goods, but he never asked me on a second date. And I was like, oh, maybe he wasn't interested. But I asked him to Netflix and chill, and he was like, let me look at my calendar. He didn't really say that, and I didn't really say that, but I wanted to. I was kind of like, come on, yeah. He was a big dog, too. I said, dang, come on now. Where is you at? Never asked me, but, I don't know. Whenever you want to. If you don't want to give up the goods, don't do it. If you want to give up the goods, do it. Be safe. Get tested, be safe, put a condom on, all of that. And don't put your mouth. Anyway, let's go back to the questions. What are some ways you heal from a relationship? You have to build your self-confidence. Self-confidence is everything. You have to build your self-confidence. You have to know, I did what was best for me. I make the best decisions for me in my life. You can walk away from relationships when you know that you're doing the best thing for you. When you know that, the best is like yet to come. When you think that the person that you're with is the best you can do, that's low self-esteem. And that's what keeps you in bad relationships. That's what keeps you feeling bad about leaving relationships. That's what keeps you feeling like, I missed my ex because that was the best I can do. That's not the truth. If you feel like you need to leave that relationship, it's not the best you can do. So once you come to that, once you come to terms with that, you have to work on your self-esteem after bad relationships so that you can continue to feel good about yourself and your decisions. Once you feel good about your decisions in life in general, you will feel good about every decision you make. Right? Your career decisions, your parenting decisions, your family decisions, your friend decisions, your romantic relationships. Once you feel like, you know what? I really know how to take control of my life and make decisions for myself and do what's best for me, then you will be able, that will just roll right into your relationships. And a lot of people, they don't feel confident in that. They don't feel confident in themselves and their ability to make decisions for themselves and make the right decision. So they make the wrong decision in relationships. And oftentimes it's about looking back and thinking about what they lost when they didn't really lose much, you know? So that's what I would say about that. Okay, somebody said, how do I have a conversation about likes, preferences, and no-goes when it comes to intimacy? Ooh. Y'all, if you have questions, please put them in the little question box down here so I don't miss them while I'm answering somebody else's question. I don't know. The way I like to, I'll tell y'all a story. So I was hanging out with a guy once, this was last year, and we were still getting to know each other. And so I kissed him, and I didn't like the way he kissed. He kissed too aggressively. So the next time he kind of asked me to hang out, I don't even remember how I said it, but he was like, asked me, he was like, hey, you want to get together and hang out? I like enjoy kissing you, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, you kiss me too hard. Too rough. I'm a gentle person. You have to kiss me gently. Like, you kiss me too hard. And it was the first time we kissed. It was a bit much. And would y'all believe he was like, thank you so much for giving me that feedback. He was like, nobody has ever told me that. He's like, it's a very easy thing to fix, but nobody has ever told me that I'm too aggressive of a kisser. I was like, really? He was like, yeah. So thank you for just being honest about that. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna give him another chance to kiss me. And then the second time we kissed, it was much better. Much better. Much better. Now I don't think I'm super attracted to him. But yeah, I think when you are getting ready to kind of cross some sort of like line with somebody, like intimacy line, you can start talking about things you like and don't like. Or you can wait and see how things go the first time. And then you can say, you know what? I really love like how affectionate you are and I love kissing, but you just kiss me a little bit too rough. I like a more gentle kiss. And they can say, you know what? I like to kiss like that. You can say, okay, well, we're not compatible. Like intimate, we're not compatible when it comes to intimacy. That's just it, you know. Or like the reality is my therapist told me this one is 9 times out of 10, if you are a person who sleeps with men, the men are just happy to be there. I've had men who tell me that the first 5 or 6 minutes during intimacy, they're just shocked that you let them do this. They're just happy to be there. So tell them in a moment. Most men, believe it or not, now that I'm older, I'm 36. When I date guys these days, they like to be told what to do. They like to be told. You tell them, nah, touch me here. Kiss me like this. Calm down. Slow down. Get me some water. Make me some tea. Come back. Pull that down and pull that up. And they like that. They like that. So tell them what to do. Thank you, leading with curiosity. I don't look a day over 26. Well, you're a lie. I look several days over 26, but thank you. Give me $500 and that's where they're going to stop you. They're going to shrivel up when you tell them to give them some money. But, yeah, tell them in the moment. Move up a little bit. Move to the left. Okay, good. 34 said, I'm cheesing. Yeah. Tell these men what to do. They like it. Somebody said, what if he's on sniffies.com? Sometimes I'll be on there when I get bored. I just get nosy. See who's around me. Anyway, somebody said, what is your opinion about your partner being on social media, liking suggestive photos, and following women? if I was in a serious relationship with somebody and they were liking people's photos all the time, I don't think I would be comfortable with that, because you can't just like it in your head. Why can't you just like the picture in your head? Why do you have to double tap and let them know you liked it? I don't get that. And if I was like in a serious relationship with a man and he's commenting under photos, the ick. We're done. Like, you can scroll on social media. Your algorithm is going to show you things that you look at. Like, you don't even have to follow people anymore. Your eyes tell the algorithm what you want to see. So if you look at the content too long, the algorithm is going to feed you content exactly like that, you know? And I don't have a problem with my man looking at the content. Like, it's there, it's online, you can look. But once you start double tapping and double tapping and double tapping and stuff, I'll be like, you don't even like my shit like that. Nah, I'm good. Because you thirsty at this point. You know? You thirsty. And I don't like that. I don't like no real thirsty guy. I like my man to be hydrated, so... hold on, let me delete some of these questions on here so I can make space. Somebody says, is being pretty the way to keep a man? Absolutely not. I mean, look at me, and I'm going through a divorce. If being pretty was a way to keep a man, honey, look at Halle Berry, look at Beyonce. Being pretty is not going to keep no man. Only way a man is going to be kept is if he wants to be. If he wants to do right and be lead a life with a lot of integrity, that will be a part of his lifestyle. He has to have integrity. He has to learn that or be born with it. Being pretty is not going to keep no man. Trust me. That's why sometimes guys will be like, you're so pretty. I'll say, my beauty will fade, but my personality will never fade. I will always be funny. I will always be a joy to be around, but I won't always be this beautiful. And I think that's just the truth. How do I handle rejection? Well, I guess, what's rejection? Like, maybe if somebody didn't ask me on a second date, I don't handle it. I just move on with my life. It's not the end of the world. I have to realize, I used to be the type of person, I had a hard time being rejected. Career, I'm in a career where I get rejected literally every single day. Literally, I get rejected every day. It doesn't matter if I'm going on an audition. It doesn't matter if I'm looking for a partnership. It doesn't matter if I'm trying to work with a company, or if I'm trying, whatever I'm trying to do. I literally get rejected every single day. As a comedian, as an actress, as a content creator, as an entrepreneur, I literally get rejected. And I do not have the best time with rejection, but the older I get, the more I'm learning, there are a million reasons why people can reject you, right? When it comes to dating, I've been on dates with people and they haven't asked me on a second date, and I just think not everybody's gonna like me like that. It's okay. This was very low stakes anyway. The stakes were low. So yeah, it's fine. You just have to you can either, I'm really big on telling myself the truth. You can either think, oh my goodness, there was something wrong with me. They didn't like me, blah, blah. Or you could think, this person, has a lot of options. Maybe they like somebody more, or maybe it was, just not a connection for them. And that's okay. So, somebody said, do I shoot my shot at men? Absolutely not. I do not shoot my shot at men under any circumstances whatsoever. And that's because men can do whatever. Men can go after anything they want. They can go after the job they want. They can go after the car they want. If they want to make money, they'll rob a bank. But they can't ask me for my number. No, I'm good. I don't approach men. I don't pursue men. I don't shoot my shot at men. I don't. And I've done it before in the past. I've done it when I was younger. And I don't even talk to men first anymore. I literally don't. Every single time I've ever tried to approach a man or talk to a man first, they are not interested in me. If he's interested in you, he will talk to you. If he's too scared to talk to you, he's not interested enough. A lot of men will be like, oh, well, what if I'm shy? What if I'm shy? What if sometimes I like it for women to approach me? I know you like for women to approach you. But 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, the woman that approaches you, you're not going to be interested in them. Because if you were, you would have approached her. I hear people all the time say, oh, I've met this guy a few times. He's never asked me for my number. Should I just go ahead and ask him? Hell no. He's met you a few times, been around you a few times, been around you once, didn't ask you for your number. Been around you twice, didn't ask you. No, he's not interested. You know? No, I don't pursue men. Okay, let's see here. What are your thoughts on a man dating other people by being sexually active with you? If we're not in an exclusive relationship, we're single. That's one thing I really need people to understand. If the man or person that you're dating or woman never asked you to be in an exclusive relationship and you didn't agree, nobody asked, nobody agreed, y'all are single. It doesn't matter how long y'all have been talking. It doesn't matter how long you got to know this person. It doesn't matter how many dates y'all have been on. I don't care if y'all been on 150 dates. If the person did not say, I don't want to date anybody else, I want to be in an exclusive relationship with you, will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my boyfriend? Will you be my partner? If nobody said that, you are single. So are they. A man cannot be sexually active with me and talking to other women unless we're both single, and I mentally already know that. I agreed to that. If y'all are seeing each other, you're just seeing each other. There's no such thing as seeing each other. Y'all are single. I'm single. I tell any man who wants to be in an exclusive relationship with me, you have to confess your love for me and ask me to be your girlfriend. And they do it when they want to. You have to confess your love for me and ask me to be your girlfriend. If not, then we're both single. And you can date whoever you want. I can date whoever I want. And I'm going to assume, because men are men, I'm going to assume that a man is sleeping with other people. So it doesn't matter if you're sleeping with a man and he took you on 150 dates and y'all been talking for 6 months and you call it a situationship. You're single. That man is single, out sleeping with other people. Now, if you said, oh, we're in a committed relationship and you're out sleeping with other people, you are cheating on me. But if we're not in a relationship, we are both single. I did a whole episode about situationships on my podcast, Jazz After Dark, on my Patreon. Situationships are made up. They're not a real thing. It's a word that men made up so that they can sleep with you and make you feel like you are more than single. When you are in a situationship, you are single. Was you still sleeping with a man that was telling you he's dealing with other women? Why are you asking me? What was I sleeping with your man or something? Was you still sleeping with a man that is telling you? Are you asking about my past? Do you know Kenneth? Because why are you asking me like you know the man I was sleeping with? Thank you, Pretty Naturally. Oh, it was a typo. I feel like you want me to answer the question again. Have I ever slept with a man that I'm not in a committed relationship with? Yes. So because I've slept with a man who is not in a committed relationship with me, I can assume he's sleeping with other people because he's not in a committed relationship with me. Anytime you've ever slept with a man that is not in a committed relationship with you, you have to make the assumption that he's sleeping with other people. Point blank, period. anytime I've ever slept with somebody who is not in a committed relationship with me, I've made the assumption that they are sleeping with other women or men. That's the assumption that you must make when you sleep with somebody and you are not in an exclusive relationship with them. Sweet, I'm telling you, Shani, you have to make that assumption. Because it is very factual. You know? You afraid to be with anybody else? That's very valid. I'm sorry for your loss. It's very valid. But you know what you can do? You can date people without sleeping with them. You know, just date people. You don't have to sleep with somebody. People assume just because you're dating, it means you're sleeping with somebody. You don't have to sleep with them. Just date them. Get to know them. Getting to know somebody, it doesn't mean that you're going to find out enough information about them that means you won't get hurt. That's different. That's a lie. You could get to know somebody, get to know them for years and years and years and still get hurt. But a part of being in a relationship, which you already know, Shani, is losing that person. And whether you get hurt, but you experience a tragic loss, right? But breakups are also sometimes very tragic and a loss that way, you know? So, Sweetie said, Sweetie, put all your other questions down here in the question thing. I'm going to get back to this. Sweetie said, what do you think the dating pool is like right now? Because what I've been seeing doesn't seem favorable. This is a great question. I love this question because I love answering it. I think that your perception on things in life is really, really huge. Let me turn my light up a little bit. Hold on. Okay. So if you think the dating pool is trash, how are you going to get flowers out of it? I have a problem with people being like, there's piss in the dating pool. There's nobody out here. Dating sucks. I hate dating. Dating is the worst. I'm tired of dating. Then don't date. Don't date. Like how are you going to say that there's piss in the dating pool and then expect to meet somebody that is worth dating? You have to have a positive outlook. If you change your mindset and think, you know what? Dating is about new experiences. Dating is about meeting people. Dating is about getting out of the house and having a human connection. It can be very low stakes. You don't have to kiss. You don't have to have sex. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You know, they don't have to pick you up. You can, you have to be optimistic. You can't think, oh my God, I suck at being a comedian. I'm not funny. Being a comedian is so hard. There aren't many opportunities for Black women. I'm getting older. I'm 36. I don't have a Netflix special. I'm funny as hell. Nobody's buying tickets to my Dallas show, my New York show. I didn't sell out. Oh my God, this is just terrible. Because then how am I going to expect to experience success if I have that mindset? It's just like that with anything, in my opinion. So I think that dating is fun. Sure, people are wishy-washy. It's fine, you know. I have a really good time dating. I was in a long-term relationship. Now I'm just looking to make connections with people and hopefully I have fun. That's how I perceive dating now. So you have to kind of have that mindset a little bit in order to have a good time. But also, honey, listen, if you need to, go to therapy, Shani. Hell. Go to therapy. Somebody said, hold on, let me block this person. Hold up. Okay, somebody said, what's the best way to friend zone a guy? I friend zone guys all the time. And I basically say, hey Tyrone, you know what? It was so nice it's been so nice getting to know you, or I had a really good time on the day. I think you are a great guy, but I just don't see a romantic connection between us. And that's how I friend zone guys. So I just say, Thank you for taking me out. I had such a good time. Thank you for having a phone conversation with me. I think you're really sweet. I just don't see a romantic connection between us. And most guys are like, okay, I respect that. Yeah. Okay, cool. One time I hung out with a guy after I said that, and he was like, and we went out for a drink because I thought he was a cool guy. He was from New Orleans, hella cool. So we went out and had a drink after I told him I didn't see a romantic connection between us. And then he was looking at me while we were having drinks like this. And I said, why are you looking at me like that? And he was like, you know, you look good. And I was like, and then when the check came, we split it because this is not a date. Like, I already said I wasn't interested in you like that. And then he was like, so dang, you was dead serious about like not having a romantic connection. I said, yeah, I don't feel no romance. I don't feel nothing. 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 I don't feel nothing. He was like, damn. And he never talked to me again after that. So. Somebody said, do I like bi guys? I actually do like bi men. Most of y'all bi anyway. But I do like bi men. I have a whole video on my YouTube about it, or on my Patreon. I can't remember, but yeah, I like bi men. Do I believe in friends of the opposite sex while in a relationship? So I don't believe in new friends in a committed relationship. If you're my man, why are you going out to a bar and meeting women that you saying is your friend? No. If y'all was friends before, that's fine, but you can't go out and make new female friends when we are together. No. You can have work friends, y'all can go to lunch together, but ain't no reason for you to go to the game and come back home with 3 new girlfriends you following on Instagram. No. Go be with them. Go be by yourself. You want to be single, be single. Don't be with me and try to be single. So that's a no for me. Somebody says, what are your deal breakers when it comes to dating? I'm not a role model leading curiosity. I'm like Tupac. I'm not a role model. Somebody said, what are my deal breakers? I don't have a list of deal breakers or anything like that. But one of my major deal breakers right now, I think, is a guy who doesn't go to the gym or a guy who doesn't work out. Like, I really like to go to the gym. I like to work out. You don't have to have a perfect body. You don't have to have abs or anything like that. But if you don't go to the gym, don't work out at all, I'm just really not interested at this point. Don't mind me. You just knew. Yeah. I think making it. I dated a guy who I thought was bi. I asked him if he was bi after we dated for a little bit, and he told me no, he wasn't. I really feel like he was, but I liked him, and I thought he was bi. Like, I don't have a problem with bi men. I think that the way that we treat gay men and bi men, especially in the Black community, contributes to homophobia. And I'm more worried about, like, I did a whole video about it, so go watch that video. But yeah, I'm definitely I'm into bi men. Bi men, you know, there's lots of reasons that I would be interested in them, and if they're attracted to me and I like them, it doesn't mean that they also, you know, if we were in a committed relationship, couldn't be faithful just as much as any other man. Like, you know, if you like me and we decide to be together, then you like me. You know. So yeah. And like I said, like most of the guys are bi anyway. We would be able to come together more as a community if we weren't so homophobic. A man that doesn't work out but works at UPS. Oh man, sometimes the UPS. Oh my goodness! Last week I seen an Amazon delivery guy at my place here at home. Whew! My God! What? The Amazon delivery guy, and I said, "How you doing today?" He said, "I'm good. I'm about to get off." I said, "Oh, okay. What time you normally get off?" He said, "Oh, he was Hispanic. He had tattoos on his face. He had tattoos. Nothing wrong with UPS. I'm just saying the Amazon delivery guy was fine as hell." He was like, "How your day doing?" I said, "My day is going better now." I didn't say that. I should have. The way he looked, honey, I said, I turned into a 90s music video. I got the leaning back. I said, "Hold on now. God damn." He had muscles. He was tatted all over. He had a few tattoos on his face. I wanted to say, "Baby, what you used to do? You used to bang or what? Or do you still bang?" Fine. So yeah, if he deliver Amazon packages, he get his steps in, I'll make an exception. But he looked like he went to the gym too. That man looked like he go to the gym. That man was not playing. I need to go downstairs and say, "About what time do they deliver packages around here?" Cause I know he gonna be back. Anyway. He probably auditions on the side. Cool, that's fine. Pursue your dreams, honey. Pursue your dreams. 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 Okay, let's see what someone said, lately I've been dealing with guys who seem to show attraction to my friends and it bothers me. How would you navigate this? Okay, if you are around guys lately who show attraction, they're flirting with your friends, it's one of two things. Number one, you need to stop hanging around those guys. You need to forget about them. Or it's all in your head and you need to work on your self-esteem. I don't know which one it is. Okay? I don't know if it's your self-esteem and you thinking that every man is flirting with your friends because you're feeling insecure. Or I don't know if it's the fact that they're actually flirting with your friends and you need to leave them alone. Reread the question. Somebody said, lately I've been dealing with guys who seem to show attraction to my friends and it bothers me. How would you navigate this? The guys seem to be attracted to your friends. You should ask your friends, did you feel like he was attracted to you? Did you feel like he was flirting with you? That's what you need to figure out. That's what you need to figure out. Y'all asking questions like, it doesn't matter if the friend is attractive or not or whatever the case is. You know, sometimes we feel like people are flirting with our friends. I would ask my friend, do you think he was flirting with you? It kind of felt like he was. And my friend might be like, no. Then I think, oh, maybe it's something with me. Thank you, IT. I saw you bought a badge. But, you know, if I go to I trust my friends. I have really amazing friends. So if my friend told me I didn't think he was flirting with me, then I would be like, oh, maybe I'm feeling a little bit jealous, a little insecure. So I would ask your friends what they thought. If you have good friends. If you don't, that's a whole other issue. So you have to trust your friends. If you don't trust your friends, then it might be like you don't trust him, you don't trust your friends, and you don't trust nobody in the room at that point. So you might be struggling with that. Somebody said, if a guy says I love you, if you don't feel the same, if I don't feel the same, am I wrong? I mean, you don't have to love these men. We don't love these hoes. Who said that? Snoop? You don't have to love these men. Who said you gotta love them? Sometimes when men say, "Oh, Jasmine, you know what? I just think you're so great. I think you're wonderful. I think you're so beautiful. I think you're funny, talented." I say, "Thank you." I'm Beyonce. I say, "Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. So sweet." Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Say it again. I'm just playing. Thank you. Thank you. You so sweet. Okay. All right. Well, I'm tired. I'm gonna let you go. What? You ain't gotta like these men. Who said you gotta like them? Love them. No, don't say I love. Don't say I love me too, Lexi, because then they gonna get salty. They gonna be like, damn. Bye, Tamara. If a man tell me he love me and I don't love him, I say, I love whales. I love whales. I love whales ever since I was a little girl. Whales is my favorite animal. I love whales. But listen, don't listen to me. I'm a lover girl. And I still don't be telling no man. I ain't told no man I love them in years, honey. A man tell me he love me, I say, thank you, baby. You so sweet. Thank you. What you want to order? You love me. What? I'll be like, okay, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, baby. I'll call somebody baby in a minute. That's my thing. That's my toxic trait. Yes, Beyonce said that. You gotta Google that. That's my toxic trait. A lot of women these days, they say, don't call me baby. Don't call me pet names. We go on a third date. Hey, baby. Hey. You look, yeah, you look sexy. Yes, you look so good. You gotta hype these men up. You gotta hype them up. They lonely. They're lonely. You gotta hype them. They're lonely. It's an epidemic. They're lonely. You gotta hype them. Pet names are my favorite. They my favorite too. I love pet names. Romeo must die. What that got to do? What she say in that movie? Anyway, y'all, this has been fun. I don't know who that is, honey. Anyway, this has been fun. I gotta let y'all go. Listen, I'll be in Dallas on July 5th. I'll be in New York telling jokes on August 23rd. I'm trying to come to DC too, so make sure, even if you're not in those cities, you tell somebody about the shows. I think I'm gonna leave this live up on my Instagram for a little bit anyway. We'll see. But anyway, thank y'all for being here and asking questions. I'm going to go do something else now, okay? Love y'all. Bye.